I'd like to talk today a little bit about, not so much about instrumentation or applications, because I think it's hard to follow up Ian Jardin's talk from yesterday morning. I'd be a fool to try to do something better than what he could do. But what I would like to talk today about is how Thermo Fisher, and I even have to stop and think about it myself, Thermo Fisher Scientific can help scientists in the field and how we can better serve that community. We do consider ourselves the world leader in serving science. The next slide actually I put in for Mike. I don't think he's here, but 2 days ago he commented that that we're here to discuss disease and how we can stop disease, prevent disease, fight disease, control it. I would expand on that a little bit in that we're not all here just doing that, that there are lots of other things that we're in the business of trying to make the world not just healthier but cleaner and safer for everyone. And that's sort of our stated goal. We tend to be a little bit of a confusing company. You may have noticed that, and people sort of lose track of who we are. And I wanted to go for just a minute to describe Thermo Fisher Scientific. It is, as you know, a large corporation, $10 billion, but 35,000 employees worldwide. But we're divided into two separate organizations, two separate premium brand names, and this is, I think, where we generate a little confusion. We still maintain the Fisher Scientific brand name. It's a brand that's been around for a long time, and we would be silly to try to change that name. Fisher is the supplier, of course, of reagents, solvents, a variety of small consumables, and small laboratory instrumentation, whereas Thermo Scientific, not Thermo Fisher Scientific, but the Thermo Scientific brand name is the analytical instruments group and the larger instrumentation that's used in labs. Sometimes this gets confused with the Thermo Fisher name, and that's, I think, part of the confusion, but that's how we're divided up. I'd like to talk a little bit about how we can explore, how we can use that force. And as an example, in the Philadelphia area alone, when I wrote this slide just a few days ago, we were counting up how many sales and support people there are in the Philadelphia area, and it was 100. And as of this morning, that number's wrong. There's 155 different people who are in our organization, whether they're Fisher Scientific or Thermo Scientific, who are here in sales and support. And what we want to try to do is have everybody think of them, each one of them, as a conduit to the larger organization, so that the confusion within the confusion in getting into our organization should be minimized. What we'd like to see happen, I think, is that as customers, if you have questions concerning sales, service, support, view all of those 150 representatives for our organization as a way to get a question or a problem solved. So that no matter whether they represent Thermo or Fisher, they're here to get the message through. I'll speak from my own personal experience. I've personally had people ask me questions about refrigerators, freezers, rotary evaporators, spectrophotometers, things that I really am not qualified to even discuss, but able to get the service and support to those people properly. And we'd like to encourage that. Internally, our communications have improved dramatically over the last year or two, and we can now more easily serve your scientific community. And that's sort of the take-home message that I was hoping that we would get out of here. I would be remiss if I didn't discuss at least some of the products that we have. Some of the newer products, and Ian has talked in his talk yesterday concerning the LTQ Velos, and of course the LTQ Orbitrap Velos. The LTQ Velos is the new dual cell designed linear ion trap. It's the most sensitive, fastest scanning two-dimensional ion trap on the market today, and tied to the LTQ Orbitrap Velos is now providing much higher, much more data in a shorter period of time. I think Ian's comments yesterday indicated, as compared to previous technology, for instance, in the proteomics experiment, identifying up to 50% more peptides and proteins than previously could be done in a single instrument. The TSQ Vantage is our latest triple quadrupole with very low noise, high sensitivity, and still with the hyperquad technology that allows us to do higher resolution separations. The Exactive, of course, is the first benchtop accurate mass, high-resolution instrument based on Orbitrap technology, and the TurboFlow technology, which has been around for a while, but has now been improved to include the ultra-high pressure systems.